It is the IPL mania and it is back. We have IPL.
The wait is over and once again it's time for the most successful T20 tournament in the world to kick off. David Warner's Hyderabad are out to defend their title, but they face their toughest test in the opener against last year's beaten finalists, the challengers from Bangalore.
मेरे को लग रहा है कि बहुत अच्छा रहेगा सनराइजर्स का सीजन क्योंकि हमारी काफ़ी बैलेंस टीम है और साथ में स्ट्रॉन्ग टीम है. आई फील इट्स अ ब्रिलियंट कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ यंगस्टर्स एंड एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर्स जो हमारे को ये टूर्नामेंट दोबारा जिता सकते हैं. और
With Warner, Dhawan, UV and Williamson, Hyderabad remains one of the most explosive batting lineups in the league. And with Nehra and Bhuvi, their bowling attack can blunt any opposition. On the other hand, Bangalore is a team struggling with injuries. KL Rahul is out of the season, while youngster Sarfaraz is also doubtful. The dangerous AB de Villiers too will sit out of the opener. And with Captain Kohli sidelined for 2 weeks, it could be a tough start to their campaign.
My rehab's going well. Training hard to get back onto the field, can't wait. But a big shout out to the fans and just want to say that I'll be back soon. And in the meantime, please keep supporting RCB and make sure we have a good start.
With Gale Storm, Watson and Mills in their lineup, Bangalore though is very capable of beating the best as they hunt for their first title. The action kicks off at the Rajiv Gandhi Stadium in Hyderabad. It's time for lights, camera and cricket. Sports Bureau, India Today.
My colleague Vidya is joining us right now. So Vidya, Virat Kohli's absence could hurt RCB a bit? Let me see if I can get across to Vidya once again. Vidya, if you can hear me at the moment, take us to the preparations underway for the fresh season start of IPL and for RCB. Virat Kohli's absence, how would it be for the team? How will they manage?
Well, I had spoken to, Ashish Nehra as well as Bhuvi yesterday, and the fact that, the absence of Virat Kohli was much mourned, but obviously they were upbeat about it because being a tough captain, the kind of player that he has been, the Bangalore side would have been much more tougher to beat, but they are hopeful that though they are the defending champions this time around, they will be able to make it across to Bangalore, and they are hopeful that they will be winning today itself. But it's certainly the fact remains that Virat will be missed not just by the players but also by the 50,000 people who have taken the seats. There's a full house at the International Stadium in Hyderabad, and everyone will be missing Virat this time around.
All right, Vidya, preparations underway for the fresh season. How is it different from the last one? Are we seeing more sponsors this time? Are we seeing more crowd interest this time?
Devlina, if you can please repeat your question.
Are we seeing that there is more crowd interest this time in the IPL, more sponsors being attracted, specifically the demonetization drive? Will it have any impact on the IPL season commercial this time round?
Well, it doesn't seem like. In fact, we have been speaking to the organizers, and all of them have been pretty upbeat. They haven't said anything about suffering because of IPL, demonetization. In fact, the fact remains that just about every seat in the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium is booked. There are 55,000 people who will be watching the match at the stadium. So certainly it doesn't seem like demonetization has hurt anyone, especially not the sponsors and the organizers of this match.
All right, thanks Vidya for joining us. Much to look forward to as well. Let's take our viewers through the other news that is coming in at the moment of the star players who are now looking at a higher match fee. Now, this is the breaking news that we're getting you this morning of how there are star players who are now asking for more compensation. Currently, remember BCCI had revised the remuneration for contract players as well in different grade pools, but now that is not enough. Now, head of the Supreme Court appointed COA has spoken about how the players want a higher compensation. Vinod Rai has said don't need intermediary to deal with this situation. He's spoken on the players' salary. Now, let's take our views through what is the current salary and what is the demand. So currently, you have this salary structure, 2 crore for a grade A retainer. Demand is to make it up till 5 crore. This is for Group A. Group B, you have 1 crore for grade B retainer. The demand is to pull it up to 3 crore for grade B retainer. Let's see, current is 50 lakh for grade C retainer. Demand is 1.5 crore for grade C retainer. So a subsequent jump is what the star players are also asking for. Let me go across to my colleague Boria, who's joining us as well. Now, Boria, it's interesting because you had the likes of Ravi Shastri also coming out and talking about the fact that there needs to be more compensation given to the cricketers. What kind of compensation are we looking at, and what is the next road for the BCCI?
You know, Vinod Rai and I had a long chat this morning, and
Yes.
basically what he said to India today is that the players do not need any intermediary, or the COA does not need an intermediary to talk to the players. Now, clearly, the reference is Ravi Shastri. He's telling Ravi Shastri to just shut up. You know, that was the message loud and clear. And he's actually meeting Virat Kohli and the entire team of Indian players who are there in Hyderabad today. In fact, the meeting will happen any moment from now, perhaps within the next half hour, 1 hour. And the COA will talk to them. The gradation payment that has been announced is for 2016-17, not for 17-18. Vinod Rai was categoric that he knows that Indian cricket first and foremost is about the players, and he also has committed that they will be adequately compensated. What that amount is, whether it's 5 crores or 4 crores or 7 crores, we've got to wait and see. But the COA has no debate that it is first and foremost about the players, and also they have no doubt that no former player or no commentator should try and intervene on behalf of the players, because such advocates, Vinod Rai is categoric, are not needed or are not welcome.
Okay, so Boria, but we're also reading reports that how even Virat Kohli has conveyed his sentiments on the matter. He has said that even I want a higher compensation. Are more players coming together and making this appeal?
See, Anil Kumble made a presentation to the COA on the 8th of March. Now, that presentation supposedly will have had the point of view of the players. Then it was discussed by the senior players during the Australia series. Virat has not met the COA so far. He is very much within his right to claim higher compensation given the kind of income that the BCCI generates. And it is because of the players that the kind of income is generated. Having said that, it is now direct between Virat and the players and the COA. There is no need for any former player to try and sort of mediate or try and say anything in the middle, is what Vinod Rai is saying, which is why the COA is meeting Virat Kohli, which is why this meeting is of paramount importance. And I can tell you, Devina, that post this meeting, we will definitely hear about what the compensation levels would be for 2017-18.
All right. Thanks, Boria, for joining us. India Today's consulting editor Boria Mazumdar there, giving us all inside details of how star players are looking at a fee hike from BCCI, a long route ahead for them with Vinod Rai.